What's up guys, it's your boy Nathaniel Messiah. So, we are back on the channel, we got another video going and today we are on our way to the gym. This is the first time I've come back on the channel since my competition. Obviously that was a really huge video and I really want to thank you guys for the support on that video. Not only did it do pretty well, it was the responses to it. People were saying that was one of my best videos to date. I think people really enjoyed the way that it came across. And the whole point of a video is to kind of tell a story. So I felt like the story I told on that one, you guys really got across and it resonated with you guys. So yeah, I was really happy with that video. But listen, we are back to ground zero. We are back to training now. You guys obviously clicked on the video for a reason. You saw the title. We're going to talk about that later in the video. But now we're going to go and train squat and deadlift. It was my first squat session since competition. Me being lazy, and then also I had a little nagging pain in the back of my knee. That was there for maybe 5 days or so, and I really didn't want to do anything to aggravate it. So that's gone now. We're all good. I'm gonna be taking it nice and easy. We're in no rush to push the numbers heavy. If I've learned anything in my time training with Owen, it's that the only days you need to be strong is on comp day. There's no rush to PR every day in the gym. You guys know that's really what I used to do. But listen, you've got to grow and you've got to mature. The number one thing in this whole process is going to be staying injury free. As long as I stay injury free and I do what I need to do, I'm going to progress, I'm going to get strong. Yeah, I'm going to meet you guys at the gym and I'll see you in a bit. Yo guys, so we are at King's. I've got to shout because they play the music loud here. We are with my boy Cyrus. You guys will recognise this guy from last year box.
Oh, it's been a long time.
You did this year's box. What was the result, mate?
Second place.
Lovely stuff.
It's alright, yeah, not as strong as this guy.
Nah, do you know what it was? His box was how long? About 4 weeks. And at that point, he totaled 1 kilo less than me. So I was literally I was there sweating yo, I've got to do something. But yeah, man, we're just getting it in today. You've got an SBD session.
Yeah, SBD.
I've got a squat and deadlift. So let's get it going. Let's go.
The damage we can do now, man!
Yo guys, so what I wanted to talk to you about is what you would have seen in the title, right? And it's something that I haven't probably touched on my channel yet because I haven't done anything really mental health related on my channel. But regarding some of the things that I've been going through recently, I feel like this is a good time for me to come to you guys and talk to you about something. So I'm aware that some of you might not have seen my last video. So basically, 2 weeks ago, I competed in British Junior Nationals. This is the biggest national comp of the year and also kind of determines who gets selected for the international competitions, in other words, World Championship and European Championships. And I pretty much did as well as I could have done. I got a 780 kilo total. I squatted 280 kilos. I benched 175 kilos, and I deadlifted 325 kilos, landing me in third. Now, my goal was to be in the top 2. My goal was to come second place, but I had some really stiff competition on the day. Didn't manage to do it, but the door is still open for some of the international competition. So that's just to frame this whole conversation. First of all, on the mental health side of things, everything's pretty much all good. This isn't really like a serious like mental health type video, right? So yeah, when I say I've been struggling, right, I would say this has been pretty much since my competition. Like, not the whole time, it's been like 2 weeks now, not the whole time, but particularly within the last week, I would say I've been struggling a little bit. And I think there's a lot of reasons for this and stuff that you guys might be able to relate to. So first of all, the main thing is that this whole time leading up to this competition, I've had like a very singular goal, right? That has meant that my pretty much whole life in various different ways has revolved around that. Obviously, when we're talking about training, the way that I've been training, all my training leading up to my competition has all been centered around this one goal of doing as well as I can. And then even in terms of diet, in terms of like how much I would go out, like me not going out as much, how I rationalized that in my head was, okay, cool, I'm doing this for this goal. So pretty much at the very least for the last like 13 weeks or so, this goal has like consumed me, right? Kind of feel like something's missing afterwards, and it's because you tick that box and it's now time to move on to the next thing. But yeah, that's probably the first reason why I'd say I've been struggling a little bit now, because I don't have an immediate goal. The next reason is just kind of a rule of life, which is anytime you have an extreme high, you're probably gonna follow up with an extreme low. And obviously Nationals was an extreme high. I mean, as I said, even though I didn't place exactly where I wanted to, I came third, not second, that was almost of no fault of my own. I pretty much did as well as I could have, so it wasn't something where I could come back from it and be like, oh, I did this wrong, I did this wrong, I did this wrong. Obviously, I wasn't perfect, but in the grand scheme of things, I went 9 for 9, came out with the minimum total that we kind of like expected, and people were just better on the day. So it wasn't so much to do with my own performance. It wasn't something where I can come back and be like, oh, I really need to go back to the drawing board. But it was just a culmination of so much emotion and work and whatnot. And yeah, it was like a really high. Then afterwards, I went out with my friends, we celebrated. And then yeah, after that level of a high, I think it's only natural to have a low afterwards. And I remember Eddie Hall talking about when he hit the 500 kilo deadlift, and obviously I'm nowhere near that level yet in terms of magnitude of that achievement, but I remember him talking about when he hit the 500 kilo deadlift, and the next day he was at like his son's birthday party, and he just felt so low. And this is literally the day after doing probably the biggest strength feat in human history. He feels so low afterwards. So obviously I haven't been anywhere near to that extent, but I still kind of definitely felt a come down. And this is like common, you know, you're gonna have that post-comp come down. But I did a competition 6 weeks prior to the competition I just did, and I didn't have that because in the back of my mind, that was only a stepping stone. We're still leading towards this bigger competition, British Nationals, right? So that's another thing. Third reason I would say is because it was something that occupied me. I think a lot of you guys have been lied to, in a sense, by a lot of your favorite fitness influencers, because if you were to compare the amount of work per day or per week that a fitness influencer does compared to someone who works a 9 to 5, it is not even comparable. Like, some of you guys' favorite influencers wake up at 4 p.m, go to the gym, take a picture, go home, play video games, and that's their day done. And to be honest, that was one of the reasons why I decided to take powerlifting seriously in the first place, is because I know that I had quite a bit of free time and I wanted to occupy that with something. And to be honest, in my position, having my sponsors, having my life set up in the way that it is, I'm in a good position to pretty much give my all to powerlifting, and I would say in that department I have a bit of an advantage compared to some of my other competitors who are probably at uni and whatnot. And if you guys remember, I came up on YouTube whilst balancing it with sixth form, balancing it with uni. I was always balancing the fitness stuff with whatever I was doing at the time, but now I've dropped out of uni, I'm pretty much just doing this, so there's naturally going to be a lot more free time in the day. So yeah, powerlifting gave me something to fill that time with. And obviously I'm back to training now, you guys are seeing, but for the time being, it was a little bit more chilled out. But the point of all of this isn't for me to come to you guys with a sob story or whatnot. It's more just to show you guys that this is normal. Like, all of this is coming from a guy that doesn't really struggle too much in the mental health department, has a good support system, has people around him, has like quite a few things going for him. And I'm struggling, I've been struggling. So if you guys are going through anything similar, whether that's, you know, you're trying really hard for something, whatever your goal may be, and then you do it, and then afterwards you feel a bit low, don't feel like that's, you know, weird or anything like that. That happens, and you're gonna have those lower moments, but just the main thing is that you get back on that horse and you get back to work. That's just what I've taken from it. This is where having that more intrinsic drive, I won't even say motivation, makes a big difference, because if you rely on your feelings for whether or not you do something or get the work done, then you're gonna be a slave to your feelings, and you don't wanna do that. You wanna be in control of your feelings, you don't want your feelings to control you. So it's not me telling you guys not to feel a certain way, but it's more that don't let that determine what you do. So yeah, I just thought I'd come to you guys and just be a bit more vulnerable. You know, I've never really done anything like this before. I hope it resonates with you guys, and maybe it's something that you want to see more so on this channel, because I know that men's mental health for a long time is something that wasn't talked about as much. Now it's becoming a lot more of a focal point, so I'm more than happy to share my experiences with you guys. But yeah, every time I've spoken to someone about like the competition and like me coming third, it hurts a bit that I say that I come third. That's actually the lowest I've ever placed in any competition. Granted, yeah, it was nationals. But one area of motivation that I've had now is that I want to be #1 by next year. I think I can do it. I've got the right coach for it, working with Owen. I know he's gonna get me there. What we've done in 13 weeks has just been incredible. I've got the drive, I think I've got the genetics. So by next year, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be #1. I'm not tiptoeing around that, I'm telling you guys right now. But yeah, we gotta make that a reality, we gotta keep working. And I just wanna thank you guys for coming with me on this journey. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Let me know what you think about it, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.